Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and this is going to start off the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 6. This is the Zeo Red Ranger, or Zeo Ranger 5, or whatever the hell it was. It's Tommy Oliver. I remember the season. I watched it as a kid. I don't really remember too much of what happened in it now. But I do know that Tommy was the leader of the Rangers. Red Ranger's usually always the leader, right? So this is Tommy Oliver. So a couple of things. Another Tommy Oliver figure. I don't mind that. I like that. We need a Red Ranger. We need to complete the team. So it is what it is. I'm happy. But this guy gets his signature sword while this guy didn't. And this guy's head sculpt was much worse than that one. Although this one, when you zoom in it, look at it from a certain kind of perspective, I do see Jason David Frank. Like a quick glance at it, no, it's bad. It doesn't look like him. So we'll get in close so you can see that. We'll actually take a look at his individual weapon, which Rocky didn't get that same treatment for whatever reason. I guess Tommy Oliver, he's so damn special, he gets his weapon. That's cool, I guess. It's messed up for Rocky and Steve Cardenas, but I guess we'll see how that is. But we'll compare all the Zeo Rangers that we got, because technically we have 4 Zeo Rangers. We got the 2 Zeo Gold, Jason and Trey of Triforia. Got the Rocky Blue, Tommy Red. So side artwork looking pretty awesome. We get the kind of wraparound image there. Back of the package, we have a look at the figure and basically everything that he comes with. So that is pretty cool. So let's get it opened up. Okay, and there is the Zeo Red Ranger figure out of the package. And you know what? That's not going to work. Okay, now we can see the figure, right? So here we go with the blue background for Tommy, and there he goes. So let's zoom in right now. Okay, so here's a close-up look at the Zeo Red Ranger, or Ranger number 5, Zeo Ranger 5, whatever it is. I always thought it was weird that the leader would be number 5, but that's how Zordon numbered it on that first season of that first episode of Zeo. What's interesting about this figure is I don't really care for the red color that they use. It's kind of that faded red that was it Lost Galaxy? Yeah, I think it's this kind of the same red that Lost Galaxy uses. I'm just not that much of a fan of it. I just think it looks a little faded and just doesn't really look as vibrant like the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger Jason. I really like that red, and I'll do a comparison a little bit later on so you could see the difference in the red colors. I think this figure really would have gone a long way had we gotten that. But let's first look at his accessories. So he gets his own individual sword. This is the Zeo sword. I don't know what it's called. The blade is just done in a gray plastic. So no paint to it. It's almost that translucent gray because it's so damn thin or whatever. It just doesn't look good. But we get gold paint, red star. So that is pretty cool with a little bit of black paint around that handle. So that is cool. We get the same Zeo sword. This is like the team weapon that everyone has. It's the same thing that we got with Rocky. There's no difference to it. Oh, actually, there is some difference to it. Look at that. The Rocky at least got some gold on that handle, on the hilt, whereas Tommy doesn't get any gold on there. It's just all blue. So there's then yet another evidence, more evidence that as the waves go on, we're getting lack of paint. So gold, no gold, but we get an extra weapon on this guy. So is it fair comparison? Then we also get this blaster. Now let's see if they made any changes from Rocky to now. Sorry if you guys can hear all the landscaping in the background. Okay, so this is the blaster that came with Rocky. Here's the blaster that came with Tommy. As you can see, less paint apps. So more gold on this one, less gold on the new one. Same goes for both sides. So there you go. Less and less paint details on these figures. What are you doing, Hasbro? Come on. We get additional interchangeable hands for Tommy. These are fists. In the package, he has like the holding hand, and then he has the trigger finger hand for the blaster. We also get this blaster effect piece. The landscaping. Hopefully that's not too noisy for you guys, and it ports right on into the blaster like so. Now I don't think Rocky came with this, so at least we get an effect piece that we didn't get before. So you know, the little lack of paint details, they're minor in my opinion, but it's still showing that we're getting less and less. But we get the effect piece, and then we got the extra sword on this guy, so there is more to it, I guess you could say. Looking at the figure, the star looks pretty good. Now I've seen some at a local Target store today. So it's going to be hit and miss on the paint details on the QC. So some of these might not line up too well or whatever the case may be. This one looks really good. My buddy Dope Toys NY in New York found them at his local Target. He picked them up for me and shipped them out. So I really appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so much. We get a nice shiny gold going around the collar. That looks pretty good. The helmet doesn't look like it sits too low. I think it looks okay, but I'm sure it's going to be hindering the articulation when I get to it. The gold throughout looks good on the boots as well. So there's no missing paint details compared to like the Zeo Blue Ranger Rocky. So that's good, but it's just those weapons, you know, where we really kind of get that issue. So now let's zoom out and look at his articulation. Nope, I lied. I didn't even show you guys the Tommy Oliver unhelmeted head sculpt. So let's pop that one off and let's pop on this Tommy head. So again, promo images, I don't think really did it justice as much, but looking at it again, it's just a couple of things. So the jawline is a little bit wide, but the promo images definitely made it look a lot wider than it is. I think, I don't know, something about it, maybe just the way the hair comes on his forehead, it still looks wide. There's something about it. Now, I definitely see Jason David Frank like at certain angles, like that one, yes, a lot more, but there's still something about it, and I think it's kind of the way the hair's painted on or something. It's much better than it was in the promo images, but still not the best. But I don't hate it. Looking at it more and more, I'm getting used to it more so and really seeing it. So at first glance, first couple of glances, it wasn't good. Inside the box, the plastic, the angles, the shading, the shadowing, the lighting, all of that kind of factors in. Seeing it right here in front of me, I see it a little bit, but could still be better. Okay, so as we actually take a look at the articulation for the Zeo Red Ranger, just wanted to show you guys the difference in the deep red, like the Mighty Morphin Jason Red Ranger is compared to this one. In the video, I don't think it's going to show nearly as well, but it just looks like a faded red compared to a nice deep red. So I really wish we would get the same red for the other Red Rangers. Sadly, we are not. But anyway, let's get to the articulation. So Zeo Red Ranger, he can look down that much. He can look up that much. So a little bit hindered because these heads typically sit way too low on the neck. Now, realistically, that looks about right of how it should be of somebody putting the helmet on their head. But it's still a little low. And then, of course, full swivel. There's like no give on pivot, though. You can get the shoulders to go up quite stiff, but you can get them to go up very, very high. As you get it to work down, there is a full rotation in there. You get a butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back that much. You can get the arm to go forward that much. There is an upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, which gives you that much bend, as you can see there. That is pretty good. Wrists swivel, and they have the horizontal hinge, or the vertical hinge, excuse me. So that is good. They both sides do. The fists, however, have the other hinge, the regular hinge. So we get the diaphragm rocker, so we can pivot to the side that much. You can pivot to the other side that much. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So that is pretty good. Going back, it goes back quite a bit. Going forward a little bit, and then we have the inverted ab crunch, so you can get him to crouch down forward that much altogether. Going back, you can get them to go back a crazy amount there. There is no waist swivel, but you get the swivel in that diaphragm to give them kind of the turning motion. Legs go out that far apart. He can't kick forward that much. Doesn't really go back a whole lot. You get upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee, which works out really well. We get a boot swivel. Foot that hinges all the way down. Hinges up only slightly. The boot and the foot kind of hit each other there. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So same articulation over and over again with all these Power Rangers, but we'll continue to go over every single one. Now let's zoom out and see him against with his teammates. Okay, so far with Zeo, we got the Zeo Gold Ranger, 2 versions if you have the Comic Con one. We have the Zeo Red Ranger and the Zeo Blue Ranger. So I am very excited to get all these teams, because growing up, I watched Mighty Morphin, and I watched it as it transitioned into the Alien Rangers. Then I watched it go into Zeo Rangers. Then I watched it go on Turbo, and then I stopped. Turbo, I don't even think I finished when I was a kid, because it wasn't very good. I didn't like it. In Space was the next season after that, and what an amazing season that really was. In Space Yellow might be next. I haven't even reviewed that 5-pack In Space Psycho Ranger yet. I may just pop the yellow one out of there when I do the In Space Yellow Ashley review. We'll kind of see how that goes from there. But these 3 figures, Zeo is coming along nicely, and I do think these are some of the best ones. The unhelmeted head sculpts aren't, but the figures themselves I am very, 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 very pleased with. The only gripe is that red, but still very happy with them. But you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Zeo season, because I'm curious. I think a lot of us, you know, in our 30s now, we grew up on that show and we loved it. Whether you stuck around until Zeo or not, I'm not sure. But a lot of people, I think, are big fans of Zeo, and I am no exception to that. Okay, so I guess it's only right that I show you actually the Tom figures that we do have, the different head sculpts that we have, and the differences between them. So the first one with the White Ranger, Green Ranger, Fighting Spirit had a much shinier plastic, so skin tone didn't look as good. I felt the sculpt of it actually looked pretty good, but we are looking at, you know, a little bit younger of a Tommy. You know, having this figure off of the body, then I could really see how wide the face really is. They should have gone a lot more narrow, just like this one is, and I think that would have gone a long way. Huge difference in the color of the hair. You could see a dark brown versus a much lighter brown. And then Lord Draken being basically a black color. So 3 different head sculpts, 3 different looks, 3 different hair colors, all Tommy Oliver. And I'm sure this is not the only one we're going to get, because we, you know, maybe there'll be a Forever Red. I'm trying to think if that's the same hairstyle that he had in Dino Thunder. I think Forever Red was a little bit more spiky. Dino Thunder wasn't. And then who knows, maybe we'll get one in the Ninja Steel season with what's the morpher called that he had? I can't remember what it's called, but it's the morpher that he used to change between his different Rangers. So maybe we'll get that version as well. A much older Tommy Oliver. It was a Master Morpher. The Master Morpher. I got it. Okay, so my final thoughts on the figure. The head sculpt, again, I think could be better. I think at this angle, see, it doesn't look so bad. But then, you know, Rocky. Oh, so bad. But anyway, you know, Tommy Oliver, I think people are getting a little Tommy sick. We know that Tommy Oliver is going to sell. No matter what Ranger form he's taking, he's going to sell. And it's a Red Ranger. It's the leader. These figures are going to come out. Lots of times, Red comes out first. Not always. So we knew that Red would come. Whether it comes now or in a later wave, I'm not sure what the difference would be, because it's coming, right? We're going to get it. So Wave 6, Zeo Red Ranger, I'm happy with it. I just wish for a slightly different red. The lack of paint apps on his blaster or his 2 different weapons is minimal to me, but it is noticeable when you compare it to previous waves. And it's just what Zeo Blue was, what, wave 4? That wasn't that long ago. So it's just kind of weird. You know, another Tommy figure is going to be coming, right? We got the Lord Draken Evo 3, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that's coming out. This might be breaking news, but Wave 7, I hear Wave 7 is going to be a Z Putty Patroller, so the Lord Zed Putty. We are going to get a Green Ranger, Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, so that is cool. Another Tommy Oliver. This one will be the proper version and not the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, so that it'd be cool. The other one that's going to be coming in that wave is going to be a Dino Thunder Red Ranger. So we've been getting a couple of the figures now, or that will make the second. The White Ranger from Dino Thunder was the Walgreens exclusive. We are getting that Red Ranger. And then a repack of the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. So don't shoot the messenger, please. That's what's coming out in Power Rangers. So a lot of people are getting turned off by the line. I am kind of to a point. There definitely are some weird things that Hasbro is doing, I will admit. However, there are lots of other things coming out, so stay tuned for 2021. If you guys watch my unboxing, you may have heard me mention a couple of things already, some 2-packs. So Mighty Morphin fans, you know, stay tuned, stick with the line, because you're going to see some things coming out. Maybe some monsters. If you follow me on Instagram, always check out my stories. I throw in some teases in there. But you guys let me know everything of your thoughts on this figure. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.